Sebastian, you over there?
Yeah, I'm actually reading about third-party keyboards right now, and there's a little interesting piece of information here. Okay, I'm gonna read. Third-party keyboards provide an alternative way to input keyboards. These keyboards can access all of the data you type, including bank account and credit card numbers, street addresses, as well as other personal and sensitive information. These keyboards may also access nearby text or data, which is useful for improving autocorrect functionality. If you enable full access, developers are permitted to access, collect, and transmit the data you type. In addition, if the third-party application containing the keyboard has your permission to access location, photos, or either personal data, the keyboard can also collect and transmit that information to the keyboard developer server. Wow.
What are you reading?
The third-party keyboards, privacy
Agreement or whatever.
Yeah.
Are you reading that because you just installed it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
installed DP7.
No. This is on iOS 8.
Oh, okay. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy that you have to give up. Like, for example, I'm testing this new keyboard here, and I install it, and then I see iPhone settings, allow full access. So first I said no, and then I wasn't able to use the keyboard at all. And then on the keyboard it says you can't use it because you haven't allowed full access. And if I allow full access, basically I'm giving up everything to this keyboard. Everything I type can be transmitted.
Right, and that that's one of the reasons why I guess Apple was hesitant to even bring this feature into iOS to begin with. Like,
why does a keyboard has to transmit to the server when I'm typing? There's absolutely no reason to do that.
There are reasons. I mean, there are definitely reasons why that would need to be done.
Like such as?
Like generating auto or list of words that you pre-approve that you want on to sync between devices. I mean, there's different scenarios where that could be useful. I'm guessing they're just trying to cover all keyboards. So if a keyboard did exist, a third-party keyboard that allowed you to sync your whitelist or your words between keyboards, then that would cover that scenario.
Isn't that what iCloud is for?
I don't know.
I was just thinking like settings, like Jeff was saying, either settings or maybe it has to learn. Maybe some keyboards are adaptive and they have to learn what you're doing. That would be the only one of the things that comes to mind first when you talk about a keyboard needing to sync with servers.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not very happy about that.
Well, yeah, but you don't have to use that either. You could,
No. The keyboard I'm trying right now, if you don't give it full access, you don't have anything at all. It's either everything or nothing.
Right. Yeah, but again, it's just an option for users. Like the Apple keyboard doesn't require you to do that. I don't know. I guess technically, your keyboard data is used by Apple, right? Am I right in thinking that?
No, I don't know why it would be.
Well, think about your
shortcuts.
Yeah, like your shortcuts and also your dictionaries, like the words that iOS learns, and aren't those synced between devices? You would think that some sort of keyboard data would be going to Apple. I don't know how much, but
I don't think they ever prompt you, or this has ever come up though in as detailed as Sebastian just read it in terms of Apple needs your
right because
data
it's already assumed like you're using their device, so a lot of your data is going to be going to Apple. But these are third-party services that you have to allow to use your.
It'll be interesting to see how users, obviously more tech-savvy users who would know about this. It'd be interesting to see what their reaction is. 'Cause I haven't heard anybody really discussing this part of third-party keyboards yet.
Yeah, and I think Gizmo, he brings up a good point. He says make sure you use keyboards from well-known quality developers. So, there's probably going to be a lot of third-party keyboards from people we've never heard from or never heard of on the App Store. I probably wouldn't recommend using one of them.
Well, you don't think Apple's going to be checking these the same way they do apps?
Yeah, but I mean, what's to prevent? I mean, checking them is one thing initially, but what's to prevent them from using your data maliciously and after they are approved?
I don't think they can get a location and identify you. I think it's just collective, right? Like they can see data on all their users. They can't say, "Oh, person at IMEI number da 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 lives at 401 Street Drive."
I don't know, man. It's kind of bothers me now.
Sebastian's got his tinfoil hat on.
Well, I'm gonna be typing some credit card numbers every once in a while, and I don't want this to be collected by anyone.
Oh, they cannot log keys. I would bet $1 million that Apple would not allow developers to log your keystrokes.
That seems. I mean, I don't know. We don't really know the full scope of this yet. So it's just. I think probably needs some more research.
This is pretty straightforward here.
It seems straightforward.
These keyboards can access all of the data you type, including bank account and credit card numbers, street addresses, as well as other personal and sensitive information.
Well, that pretty much.
Also, Cody, for those wondering if they can know where you are, these keyboards may also access nearby text or data, which is useful for improving autocorrect functionality.
Well, I went and got my tinfoil hat, Sebastian. You happy?
In addition, if the third-party application containing the keyboard has your permission to access location, photos, or other personal data, the keyboard can also collect and transmit that information to the keyboard developer servers. If you disable full access for a third-party keyboard and then re-enable it, the keyboard developer may be able to access, collect, and transmit what was typed while the network access was disabled. Okay, that sounds insanely crazy right now.
Well, you guys wanted it. You guys wanted third-party keyboards. So, I don't know. I just say use it from somebody that's reputable, like a reputable keyboard provider. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend just going out and just because someone's keyboard looks cool. If it's not from somebody that has a reputation, I would not recommend using it. And for those of you who are on the live stream, if you're getting kicked, that is because apparently we have more users than we've ever had. So, yeah, just refresh. Server's getting hammered. Sebastian's like, man.
He's rethinking his whole life right now.
I don't want to live anymore on a keyboard like this.
This is a big deal. I don't think you guys realize how big of a deal this is.
No, we do. It's just like, what can you do about it?
Was this document just released today, or where are you reading from?
No, it's on the keyboard setup. Whenever you install a third-party keyboard, you get prompted with this message saying, yes, you need to allow access, or this keyboard can read everything you're typing, basically.
I just think if it was as big a deal as, I don't know, I think we would have heard, it would have been, other people, hundreds of thousands of other people, if not millions, are trying out these betas. And if they were to install a third-party keyboard and see this, I think if it was that big a deal, they would have said something. This is the first time I'm really hearing about this privacy stuff.
Yeah. If you add a third-party keyboard, you'll see it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sebastian's like shell shocked right now.
Well, I just turned off. That's interesting. I mean, it's there obviously a beta release, but I just turned off. So quick delete. I'm gonna add it again. So add new keyboard. I'm gonna add it again. So I add it, and I do not allow. Don't allow. I do not allow full access. Done. And then.
But you can't use the keyboard.
Well, I guess now I can though. Let's see, no, it's better, so that's probably why it didn't let me the first time, and now it's letting me. Okay, now it's working. Okay, so I don't have to give it full access. I guess it's better. So I guess the first time I can tell the developer like it forced me to send you information the first time. It's probably something you can fix.
I don't know. Yeah, again, like you said, it's too early to start making conclusions about what's going to be accessed and what isn't, just because of that. Yeah.
Uh-oh. I broke it.
Doesn't work.
I broke it. Send it back to the factory. The keyboard factory. Where all iOS keyboards are made.
That's a funny thought. Well, I don't think we're going to be too busy. Yeah, never mind. And someone just said in the chat room, you guys are going to do a live show during the keynote next week?
No.
It would be funny. Like if we had the time, if we didn't need to work, and we could just sit back and make commentary. Oh, look at his hair. That would be funny. One of these days, we should, maybe.
One of these days, your heart will its final beat. Who is this?
I have no idea.
You guys just
don't know good music.
Just turn off MTV. Oh. I guess it's gonna be a slow day.
Yeah, maybe we should just start talking about something tweak related and jailbreak related. I know you had something, Cody.
Well, I think I've been talking for the last week or two about I'm going to try out some new jailbreak tweaks. Not necessarily new in terms of release, but just new to me. Something I either haven't tried before or haven't tried in a long time. Just because I was running one jailbreak tweak. I was running Aki, the quick reply tweak, and I wanted to, there's so much power at your fingertips with jailbreaking, so I wanted to add to that. And yeah, over the week, since our last show, I added a few tweaks here, and I was just going to go over some of them and kind of give my initial impression. I did some control center tweaks, just because I think it was last week we talked about some of the top control center tweaks, and so I installed CC Loader and CC Toggles and Share Widget for Control Center, which I think needs CC Loader to work. And what that allows you to do is you can replace your AirPlay, those two AirPlay buttons right there in the middle, or AirPlay and AirDrop. It replaces those with Facebook and Twitter share buttons. So like if I have a thought and I want to tweet it, instead of opening up Tweetbot, going to the right tab, pressing the new tweet button, I can literally just tap this, type in my tweet, and send it.
So how do you use AirPlay and AirDrop?
I don't use those regularly enough. I'm finding.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, what do you use them for?
I use AirPlay.
What are we talking about here?
Day.
What are we talking about?
Control center tweaks.
Oh.
Yeah, control center tweaks. And so, I mean, do you use it on a daily basis from your iPhone, Jeff?
I'd say definitely,
Definitely maybe.
4 or 5 times a week at least.
And what for that? Like, I guess what for that your Apple TV can't already do?
Well, I mean, my TV's not always on, so why go to my TV, turn it on to play some music when I can just do so?
Oh, you're playing music through like speakers?
Yeah,
wirelessly through speakers.
Yeah,
okay.
or just movies, or play movie. Just use that, stream it up there, or if I'm watching like last night, I don't have cable. So what I did is I installed like a VPN, and I want to watch a football game. So I installed a VPN, And then ESPN will let you stream football games if you're not in the United States. So install this VPN, set it to like London or something like that, and I played this this video or this football game, streamed it, and then used AirPlay to throw it up to my TV. So I was able to watch this live football game without having cable television, which is nice. So I use AirPlay all the time for things like that, just kind of one-offs. And whenever I'm playing music, whenever I have like company over, I'll have a little ambient music playing in the background just to set the mood.
I use AirPlay all the time too.
Yeah,
at least every day.
And you're using the AirPlay Control Center toggle?
No, what? Hold on. AirPlay Control Center toggle.
Like, do you have to tap that button that's in your control center?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, or else how would I?
And there, can't you just do it from the music app?
No, I don't think so. No, they got rid of that independent. Like, some apps still allow you to do it, but most, in my opinion, most of the apps don't have that independent toggle anymore, do they? Like, I know Amazon streaming video instant video does have it, but you can also just use the control center toggle.
As far as I can tell, like I'm trying to think about the apps I use, and usually it's Spotify. And Spotify, it doesn't have the button. You have to go in Control Center.
Yeah. So Cody,
you
need to start using it.
Oh my goodness! Here we go, Cody. Why aren't you using AirPlay?
Yeah, why don't you buy an AirPlay speaker system at $2,000?
I have a home theater set up and my Apple TV's connected to it, but I just don't find myself sitting in my living room needing to listen to music very often. So, I mean, I've used AirPlay in the past, but I just noticed that I hadn't touched those buttons in a long time, AirDrop especially, and so I was like, well, why don't I fill these with something more useful? And I've used the Twitter share button that I've installed in Control Center several times since I did this a few days ago. So I'm happy with that change. But so that's what I did for Control Center. I think I also
I missed this part. What did you do for Control Center?
What tweaks did I install?
Yeah.
CC loader, CC toggles, and one called share widget for Control Center. Now, this does essentially what I think there's a standalone tweak called Compose, but I think it was like $1 or $2, and I was like, I know I've seen this functionality for free, so stop laughing, Jeff. Hey, just for y'all's information, I bought Text Expander just so we can get that out.
Can we get a round of applause for Cody?
I'm gonna have to say it, I guess, on our other podcast too, where y'all made such a big deal about it. But
we can actually say the name of our other podcast on this podcast. We just can't say the name of this podcast on the other podcast.
Okay, I'll have to say it again on Let's Talk iOS because you guys made a pretty big deal. But anyways,
you installed share widgets for iOS 7, right? No,
share widgets for Control Center.
Oh, for Control Center, not Notification Center. Control Center.
Yeah. And I think that I know it relies on CC Loader because you have to switch it out with the AirPlay widgets. So, and that's what I did. I'm relatively happy with it right now. I haven't messed with the shortcuts very much because honestly, especially the quick launch down at the bottom, the 4 apps that come by default, the flashlight, the timer, or the clock, the calculator, and the camera, I use those all the time. So,
you calculate stuff all the time.
Just when I want to do like how big it's what should the tip be if I want to do 25%.
25%. You're a good tipper, huh?
Well, I waited tables in college, so I use
same here,
between
man.
20 and 25%.
I tip well. Like I'm probably one of the best tippers I know, and the reason is because I was waiting tables. I did wait tables.
Yeah, I remember that gig. So I typically try to tip well, but I also use flashlight, just walking around my house in the dark.
Absolutely. I have actually a holder that I can put around my head, and I can, like secure my iPhone on my head, and it's like a headlight.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. I've always wanted one of those little things.
I totally made this up, but that would be a great accessory, though. Wouldn't that be a great accessory? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like the people that are mining, like the miners, they have like these hats. It's like a band, and then there is a little light. But you replace the little light by a little pouch where you can put your iPhone in, and then boom, you have a headlight.
Those headlights are so handy when you need them. Like if you're working on something in the dark, or just say your AC dies in the middle of the night and you need to go do something to it, just walk outside and have your little headlight.
Can you fix your AC, Jeff, if it breaks? Do you know how to fix it?
No, but
Okay.
the guy
Okay.
that fixed my AC needed one of those one time.
Oh, okay. I was like, man, Jeff is the truth here. He can just fix anything. Let's see. What else did I try here? You know what I tried that I've heard a lot of people talk about, and I think Britta, she talked about it when she was on her show a few weeks ago, is Flux or Flux.
Flux, man.
And I don't get it. I installed it because I was like, man, because I look at my phone a lot in the, at nighttime, or if my girlfriend goes to bed early and I don't want this huge bright screen, I was like, I'll try it out. But I'm not impressed. This yellow tinge.
Sebastian, I'm sorry. I just had a laugh. Yeah,
This yellow tinge is just, it hurt my eyes actually. And actually, one of the nights my girlfriend actually looked at my screen. She's like, "What's wrong with your screen?" I was like, "Oh, it's this cool tweak that, is supposed to make viewing your screen in the dark better." And she's like, "No, that's terrible." And I was like, "Thank you."
It's not terrible.
It's bad.
No, it is not. It's designed so that it's not like you're looking at the sun at nighttime. Like you're staring at these LCD monitors or your phone, and when you have the brightness up, it's like it's been compared to staring at the sun, and it's bad for your eyes. So what this does is it changes the
luminosity.
the temperature of the color, and also has some brightness things going on, and changes the screen temperature so that it's not so bright. It's not damaging your eyes at nighttime.
Okay, I never agree with Cody, but I must agree with him. I'm kidding. Now, more seriously, Flux, I tried it before, and I didn't like it either. It didn't do it. I mean, it worked the way it was supposed to work, but it actually bothered me. And
I'm telling you, dude.
I never used it on a Mac. I used it on my iPhone before. Like, it was a while ago too. It was a while ago. But at night, if it's too bright, I just turn the brightness down, and it's totally fine. And I never had the problem where I was like, "Oh my god, I need to change the temperature of the screen because my eyes are crying."
That's because you don't know. Like, you don't. That's one of those things that you don't know you need it until you use it. Like,
but I used it. I actually used it.
Well, it's not as.
Now I know I don't need it.
Well, it's definitely not as effective as it is on on a full screen laptop. It's just not. Like, the effectiveness is going to be reduced just because there's not nearly as much real estate, and you're not. It's not a big screen.
But here's my response to that. If I were to see this yellow tint on my 27-inch monitor, I would cry even more, I think.
No, not if you're actually using it in the dark like it was meant to be, because you don't get that yellow tint when it's daytime. It only happens when it's dark, and your eyes need to have that temperature adjustment. Like if, for instance, if I'm using Flux and I am in the dark and I'm typing or working on something, I'm in the dark, mind you, the screen temperature has adjusted because of Flux. And if I, for some reason, turn Flux off, or if it crashes for whatever reason, it is like, what just happened? The screen gets so bright, and it's just so disturbing to my eyes that I'm like, how did I ever live with this?
I can imagine Jeff
this?
going, my eyes are burning. His wife like running downstairs. What's happening? Like calling 911. Oh, my screen brightness is too strong. You don't understand.
Oh, wow.
With the skin like melting on his fingers and stuff, like a horror movie.
Quick, turn on Flux. Or Flux. So I'm not that impressed. What's this? What I keep seeing people bring up Eclipse. What was this again?
What?
what's Eclipse?
Clips.
I think that's another tweak that works with Flux. Jeff, any idea?
Clips.
I can't remember.
Flux.
Flicks. Oh, flicks.
Eclipse-
Oh, it's
Eclipse-
night mode. Night
Dark,
mode. Yeah,
okay.
that's what it was. Dark mode. Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe dark mode would help out because as I'm looking at it, everything's white, right? And iOS 7 and beyond. So it's tough. I mean, that's what makes it yellow. So maybe if there was a dark theme or something going on, it wouldn't seem so yellow. So anyways, that's my experience with Flux. Not super impressed. I mean, it's still on here and it auto changes at night just like it's supposed to. I think
Is
that's
it
kinda cool,
is it a
but-
paid for tweak? Probably.
No.
No, it's free. That's what's so amazing about this. Like, it's free on both Mac and iPhone. And it's even more amazing that a Mac developer, like the people who made Flux, actually made a jailbreak tweak. Like the fact that they even, decided, oh, we're going to release a Cydia app because we know Apple's not going to allow this. So we're going to do it in Cydia. That's cool.
Flux is not in the Mac App Store, is it?
No, definitely
Yeah,
not. Yeah. But it's
This
cool
is-
that they did that.
This is Jeff's new Pro widgets. I'm just kidding. So it's still on here, like I said, and I just turned it way down so it doesn't get as yellow tinty. And it's still kind of it just basically turns down the brightness at this point. But so for my last one, and it's I've used this forever. It's Spring to Mice 3. This hasn't been on my phone for a while. I put it back. I don't need to use all the crazy customization features though. What I did is just kind of tweak the status bar. Literally all you see when you look at my status bar now are the signal bars. There's no carrier. You can't tell if you're on Wi-Fi or
I don't like that.
I'm on Wi-Fi most of the time, and if I had Wi-Fi problems like you, Sebastian, I would probably really need to have that there, but I don't. I just need to know that I'm connected to something. I also have a clock, and then all you see is the percentage. There's no battery actual icon, so it's very minimal. Looks super cool.
What tweak did you use to do that?
This is Spring to Mice 3. I mean, everybody. This one's not even new to me. I've used it forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it hasn't been on my phone for like the last month. So that's what I did. I feel like I was successful.
You
in
went
trying
full
out some
on,
new
huh?
stuff.
You
and-
went completely out on
Yeah.
these jailbreak tweaks. You were pretty mellow for a while, and here you go, all out.
right.
We're proud of you.
I just, like I said, there's so much power at your fingertips that sometimes it's overwhelming. You don't even want to try to see what else is out there. Or actually, if you're like me, I sometimes worry about stability of my device. And I think I just had a bad experience with my first couple of iOS 7 jailbreaks. They were very unstable. I saw a lot of crashes. And that could have been iOS 7.
That was iOS 7.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of past that, and I'm trying some new stuff out. So maybe I'll have some new stuff to talk about next week.
Someone just sent me some leaked photos of I Hate Snow and Cool Store's hacked photo stream.
iPhones. Oh no.
Wondering if we should send them to TMZ, put them on Twitter, or just forget all about it.
I think they deserve a post, actually. Did we have a couple of tweaks that were released this past week that we wanted to cover?
No.
Yes. No. We're just gonna we're gonna talk about baseball for the rest of the
Well, there was Play Me, but actually it's called Play Me 2.
Yeah.
It's a sequel to Play Me. What this does...
oh,
go ahead. Go ahead,
No.
Tony. You're all in it.
You're all in it. No, I was just gonna say, and this is the one that but I didn't want to take over the whole presentation of the week. But I'll read what I have in front of me. Play Me 2 displays the currently playing song details in the status bar. And so basically, yeah, just like I was talking about what's in my status bar, this will actually scroll the track song, I believe the artist and the album, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay. And it will, and it doesn't just work with the music app, which is cool. It will do third-party apps like Spotify and
YouTube.
YouTube, things like that. So,
Yeah.
if you need to know what song is playing and you don't want to flick up the control center, this is probably worth checking out for you because it's free in the Big Boss repo. I feel like that
free.
cluttered. Yeah, I feel like that clutters the status bar too much.
Yeah. Not a huge fan. But, it's nice to have.
Yeah.
How much is that?
That one's
Free.
free 99.
Fui.
There was another music tweak, wasn't there, Jeff?
Yeah, it's Play Task. It's not Play Me, it's Play Task. It lets you play or pause a currently playing song from the app switcher. So, there you go. If you want to play a song and you're in the app switcher, you can do that now.
Have you ever been in the app switcher and wanted to play the song and you just couldn't play the song?
Well, now you can.
Right. This one's kind of weird to me because I think, what do? You just swipe up or down on the
Yeah, you swipe down on the
music
card. Yeah.
app card and you
Mhm.
just get this huge kind of ugly looking icon over it that you can press play or pause. And that's
Tell me
really
how
all
you
can
really
do.
feel.
Well, you know, for me, I have Control Center where I can do this and it's out of the way. It's tucked out of the way. I noticed that as I was trying some new tweaks over the past week, trying to replace something that's already in Control Center is just kind of dumb. You know what I mean? It's just so convenient. It's tucked out of the way. To me, this is SB settings on steroids. If, you know, some of you folks who've been around the jailbreak community for a while, you remember SB settings. And yeah, this is, I don't know. That was my first tweak I always installed because it was convenient and you can slide it out of the way when you didn't need it. And that's exactly what Control Center is for me.
Yeah, how much is this one?
This one is also free.
Fui.
Well,
Well, you know what?
On the Big Boss repo.
I saw a tweak today that is absolutely amazing.
Oh my God, no.
Oh, here we go.
What? No, I didn't. No.
Not
No, I
again.
No, I'm serious. I saw a tweak today that someone showed me, and I can't say who it is.
It's even worse when you do this.
Ooh.
What?
No.
I did. I saw a tweak today, and they're debating on whether to release it now or wait until iOS 8 jailbreak. But I'm telling you, it's awesome, and it's from a very well-known person.
Okay, I know who he is, and I know what it is. Now, the question is, should you wait for iOS 8 to release it, or should you just release it now?
I'd say, I don't know.
Do it.
Really?
Do
Yes.
it now. Do it.
Do it.
Nah. It's
Yeah.
going to get overshadowed. It's going to get overshadowed by not only the fact that, all right, there's two things working against you now if you release this now. All right, there's one thing if you say, I'm going to release it even though iOS 8's out and there is, even though iOS 8 is out, I'm going to release it. That's one thing. But if you're releasing it, not only iOS 8 isn't out, but it's about to come out. There's all this hype. There's all this press. Not only that, but then you have this iPhone event about to come up. You're just going to get bowled over by all the publicity from all these other things. And no one's going to your stuff's just going to be a blip on the radar for a second and it's going to be gone. Well, yes, releasing a jailbreak tweak when another later version of iOS, that's one thing. If you want to do that, fine. But don't do it on top of having all of these different like press events and all this media about to just soak the whole technical stratosphere.
Right,
which is
but
about to
jailbreak
happen.
tweaks never get intense coverage like
No, but
that would compete with an iPhone event. I mean, it's just, at best, the tweak is going to get a couple of days and that's it. Whatever tweaks it is, whatever amazing the tweak is, it's never going to get amazing press coverage. So now, iPhone event is next week, is in 7 days from today. If you release the tweak now, you have a week before the event. You're gonna sell your tweak, make some money, and then iOS 8 is coming, and then you're not gonna have a jailbreak potentially for a while. We don't know. We don't know if we're gonna have one or not. But you should always assume the worst, that you're not gonna have a jailbreak for a while. So you might have all this work that you've done, all this time you've spent designing and developing the tweak, and then it's just sitting there waiting to be submitted to a repo. That just doesn't sound right to me.
so you've seen this tweak?
No, I have no idea what it is.
Oh, okay. I want to
What-
say
What this person needs to do is schedule an event for the tweak just before Apple's iPhone event. And really just steal its thunder.
They should
Maybe even in
rent
the
out
same
the
venue.
Yerba Buena Center for the Arts and have 700 people there. Bring 700 people.
You guys.
Well, I can tell you, it's not a pro widget like Tweak is. It's something different. I'm telling you, it's really, really cool.
Is this tweak going to be tweak of the year, Jeff? Does that even have any meaning coming from you?
Man, you guys just you're
Jeff just hands out that award to anybody. Just here you go, tweak of the year, tweak of the year.
No, I don't.
He's got a garage filled with like tweak of the year awards that he just sends to people.
Oh my goodness, man! I said like, how many tweaks did I say was tweak of the year this year? One tweak. Pro widgets. That was it. I didn't say any other tweak was tweak.
There was another one I thought.
All right, maybe 2 out of the like 500 I reviewed.
Yeah, but still, neither of those two are on the radar.
So, like, give us a little something about this tweak. Like, what is it? Like, is it like a messaging tweak?
Yeah.
Is it like a Safari tweak? Is it a multitasking tweak? Is it what kind of tweak? That's all we're gonna need.
I don't even know if I can say that because it would just give it it would be a dead giveaway if I told you. So I really can't say. Yeah, I can't say.
Give us okay.
I can say this: it's not a messaging tweak.
Oh, okay. Can you give us some other? It's not a this. It's not a notification center tweak.
It's not a notification center tweak.
It's not a lock screen.
Can the tweak help me do the dishes?
No.
Can the tweak make Sebastian a sandwich?
But it will make your life easier.
Can it fix my Wi-Fi?
It'll make actually it can. And it also will make your life. It'll make using your device more intuitive. Put it that way, and that's all I can say. And
ooh, multitasking gestures.
No.
Will the tweak plug up the hole in iCloud security to prevent my nude photos from leaking?
I don't even want to think about that. That is,
but no, it probably doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's move on. You guys just discredit me. Like I have no authority now.
Well, you discredited yourself when you called.
And to be honest,
yeah.
I called one tweak of the year. Like, what is?
That's all it takes, Jeff. We are ruthless. One mistake, we take you out. Like we have you. We're like snipers. We have you in.
You guys are just waiting for me to do this,
dude. We wait for Cody at every single turn too.
Yeah, I've been gotten. Anytime I mention something costing money, you guys. Oh no.
Oh, he's not going to want that. No.
Right. $5? Nope. Can he get it 50% off?
It seems like I'm the only one that you guys don't make fun of.
Because you pay us.
Right? You're the boss. You're not the smartest business career move.
We've known each other for so long that you could take the liberty of
Well, we know you like Fight
fun
SMS, and that's not really something fun to make fun about.
No.
Yeah. You're not. I mean, you just don't have that many things to make fun about. I don't know.
You're not even my
your French
or
accent. We talk about you behind your back about that. So
Yeah, I guess that's true.
did you hear how he said identity today?
Did you see how here I said dollar?
Maybe we should we get back on track?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we've only got 1 or 2 more to cover here.
Yeah. We have what's next? Blur side gives
Slide.
Blur. That's kind of awkward.
It totally changes the whole meaning of the tweet.
Blur side. What does that do? Blur slide gives a new look to your slide to unlock slider. Something we've never seen before.
Well, actually, it's kind of interesting.
I think so too. Yeah, I was being serious. Like,
oh, I thought you were making fun.
It's a different. Like, obviously, you had slide unlock mods, but this looks different. Yeah.
Mhm.
I like
See,
Good.
I can't stand the new power off slider that came in iOS 7.1. And I think it's the same with slide to answer, right? It's kind of that chunky circular. Am I correct? iOS 7.1 slide to answer. It's looks kind of like the power off. No?
What? Yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah. So I'm just saying I can't stand that particular look. So I can't imagine wanting that on my lock screen. You guys like this?
Okay.
You guys think it looks good? It doesn't match anything else about iOS 7, I don't feel like.
I like it.
Well, I wouldn't use it, but I kind of like it. It's different.
I like the slide to power off. I think that looks good.
Really? It's just so big. Like it literally takes up a third of the screen or a fourth of the
Like,
screen.
but what difference does it make? Like, there's just one item. Like, why?
Well,
is it?
it's just big and circular. I thought it stood out like a sore thumb.
I think they probably did this because the iWatch's interface is going to look something similar to this, maybe. Like a lot of the design cues you're seeing or changes you're seeing in iOS 8 probably have, or and 7 for that matter, probably are geared towards making the experience unified as unified as possible. So you'll probably, the iWatch is rumored to be round, around watch face. This is round. I don't know. I'm reaching, but I think that may have something.
No, that
to
makes
do with
sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Might be completely wrong, but it does makes a lot of sense to me. The use of circular icons a lot.
Well,
Yeah, like the phone app, the phone
prominently.
app circles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think there's something about
Well,
that.
it could be as simple as that's just a popular design cue these days. I mean, look at Path.
True. It could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
I mean, the contact images, those are circle now too in iOS. So,
But I
don't
think
know.
I think if the iWatch is circular, then you will see buttons that are very similar to what's on iOS 7 and 8 as far as like the phone button. Like imagine just the call button, the green little call button being on your watch. I mean that would look right.
So is that tap to answer or is it slide to answer on your watch?
I would think tap,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I mean,
Tap to slap.
Tap to slap. So I believe this tweak is what? It's free. This one also free. Oh yeah, and because it's not even in a default repo, you gotta install
repo.cpdigitaldarkroom.com.
right. So
Yeah.
it doesn't say free here, but I'm assuming it's free.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. Again, we're kind of in this like almost a lull where, and I think one of you said it a while ago when we were talking about should whoever this mystery developer is with this mystery new tweak is waiting for iOS 8. I'm assuming that's what a lot of these developers are doing. They don't want to, you know what I mean? And iOS 8, to be fair, is going to bring a lot of new opportunities for developers as well.
Yeah, I just don't know like what I guess.
Well, even if you're, let's say, even if you're a jailbreak developer, the new Touch ID APIs, things like this is going to be much easier for them to access versus having to hack their way around stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I see great better things coming with iOS 8, even for the jailbreak community. Same with third-party keyboards. I'm assuming that's going to be easier for them to access as well. So. And I guess this last item on our show notes here, our docket, is we did another best of tweaks roundup. So this week was the best jailbreak tweaks for Notification Center in iOS 7, and I thought this was so interesting because the Notification Center really kind of lost its luster, I believe, with iOS 7, and I think it was stolen by Control Center. Developers who were at one time, because I remember when Notification Center first came out, believe it was iOS 5. There were so many widgets, and that was the place to design your tweak for. And now that's not really the case, is it?
No, not as much, but yeah, it's just a case of, it being the latest and greatest thing. Control Center was new and, there were already obviously tons of tweaks. They had exhausted like what they could have done with Notification Center, so they moved on to the next best thing. But yeah, I agree. I mean, I definitely don't use Notification Center as much.
I don't use it at all. I don't ever roll up there, I don't think.
I definitely use it a lot more now, especially in iOS 8, because the all, it just works better. Like there's no longer that all and miss tab, which never made sense to me to begin with. It was confusing, like all and missed, like what? So now everything's just combined in one that says notifications. So you have today and notifications in iOS 8, and it just makes a lot more sense. And now you have the interactive notifications in iOS 8, which makes it even better. So you can actually reply to a message, or you can accept a calendar invite from your Notification Center as well as banners and lock screen notifications. So, and then you have the whole thing with the widgets coming in iOS 8, which makes it even more valuable.
Right.
So, yeah.
Have
But
you
this
got,
is a good list.
has anyone played with widgets in iOS 8 yet? I played with them on Yosemite, but I haven't seen them in iOS 8 yet.
I cannot find. I don't know of any app developers that. And I'm sure there's tons of them
beta
out
testing?
there. Yeah, I just
Or
wish.
openly beta testing at least.
I wish that I knew who to reach out to because I just don't know. Like
Right.
I wouldn't even try ESPN because I know they wouldn't even.
Hey,
they'd be
ESPN, this is Jeff with iDownload Bomb.
like who are you? Like,
Looking for a beta code for your
Yeah.
widgets.
But I just wish there was like an independent developer that I knew was working on this that I could get because I do need this. Like I need to know how this works.
Right.
So that's kind of a disappointment so far. But I think widgets will be cool. Like having ESPN sports scores right in your notification center is awesome.
See, for me, I'll use it probably most frequently on the lock screen. I don't even have to open up my, I don't have to unlock. I don't have to touch
forgot
ID.
You could do that, can't you?
I believe so.
I
Now I'm
don't- I
going to
didn't-
look like an idiot.
I don't
here.
think you can. No.
Maybe I have a jailbreak.
Yeah, I don't think you can put
Oh.
widgets on the lock screen on iOS 8. Someone correct us in the chat room if we're wrong, but
Well, no, I was talking about accessing the notification center from the lock screen, but I'm
yeah,
not
you're
able
right.
to do that either.
Yeah, you can. You can do that.
You can
You
do
can-
that?
You can access notification center from the lock screen.
Yeah, of course.
Can
Yeah.
you guys do it right now? Because I'm trying and it's not.
You just have it
it's somehow
disabled. You have it
Why
disabled.
would I disable that?
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely disable it from the lock screen, but
So that's what I was referring to in terms of if I had like an ESPN widget, that would be cool if I could roll down my notification center from the lock screen and just check it out there.
Yeah, like it's in fact.
Oh,
let me
here we
see.
go. I did it.
What did you do? Because I'm trying to remember how I disabled it. I think it's
Settings, notification center, and then you can turn on both views, your today view and
right.
your
Yeah.
whatever view. Your notifications view and your today view.
See, it's different in iOS 8. I'm trying to remember what the difference is.
Dun, dun, dun. So anyways, that's what widgets on in notification center would be cool in iOS 8. I guess was my end point there.
What am I missing here? I'm missing something. Like notification center is disabled, but I remember doing it on my device, on my iOS 8 beta device. But I can't remember how I turned it back on in iOS 8 beta.
What are you guys talking
Notification center, accessing it from the lock screen.
about? Yeah, it's in control center notifications.
No, it's not there. It's somewhere else, and I can't remember where. I think it's in Touch ID and passcode. That's what it is. If you go to Touch ID
Yeah.
and passcode, then yeah, there it is. Today in notifications view. So you
Yeah.
can turn both of those off. So you actually can disable both control center and notification center from the lock screen if you want
Right.
it,
I'm
which
looking.
a lot of corporations probably will do.
I'm looking at these notification center tweaks, and there's nothing that's really jumping out at me. Like, man, I just have to install that. There's better in C7 that adds a bunch of toggles that allow you to enable or disable certain notification center features. Okay, so you can like hide the Yahoo logo and things like that, make it more clean. There's Memo. This one might be kind of cool. Allows you to create kind of like a sticky note. This has been around, it seems like, since iOS 5 days, and it's just kind of evolved to look more current. App Tray lets you. Oh, this is kind of cool. App Tray gives you a Launchpad type interface for your iPhone right up there in Notification Center. Notificate. No. It gives you some iOS 8 type options, but still not down with that. CC Meter.
Where did you find, Jeff, like to disable control center or notification center on the lock screen? I'm confused.
Go to
here.
Touch ID and passcode in the settings, and then you'll see where you can
Yeah, I'm here.
scroll down. You'll see Today view and Notifications view, where it says Allow access when locked.
No.
Are you on iOS 8 or 7?
Oh, 7.
This is just in Settings, Notification Center.
Well, okay. So let me go to iPhone 5 iOS 8 here.
Yeah, but on 7, you can just go to Notification Center and then just disable them there.
But okay, passcode. I don't even notification. Oh, today notifications. But you can't disable control center.
Yeah, you can. The Control Center has its own section in settings.
So you got to go to control center
Right.
for that. Oh, okay. That's very counterintuitive. Yeah, but half of it is in passcode settings, and the other half is in control center. It doesn't
The
make sense to
reason
me.
why they did that is because they didn't just want a widow with one setting for the control center, because you can also access within apps. You can disable or enable that. So it would have made sense if they would have put both, like the control center lock screen access in both places instead of just that one place.
Right.
But I see why they did it. But yeah, it is a little confusing. Alrighty. Well, so nice roundup for all the notification center tweaks. The best for iOS 7. I really like Volume Mixer. That was one of my ones I like, because you could actually independently enable the volume for different.
It's a cool idea, but I don't like the UI here.
Oh, the UI is horrible, but
yeah, fix the yellow. I mean, because honestly, even on the right-hand side of this screenshot I'm looking at, the icon looks cool. Like these volume icons look cool. It's the colors and then the graphics used.
You
for the
can
slider.
change it though. You can change it.
Oh, okay.
It's just a screenshot. Yeah, you can change it up. But I do like the fact that yes, you can independently turn up like the Bluetooth headset. You can turn down the ringtone. You can turn up the phone call receiver. You can turn down audio video. So it's nice. It's cool. And then there's equalizers and all that.
I may have to try this NC Fold. It's supposed to make Notification Center cleaner. I don't know. Again, I don't ever use Notification Center, so I'm like, man, all these are gonna just sit there and not do anything for me.
Yeah. Well, good job on that wrap up, on that roundup. Who did that?
I never pronounced his name right. It's
Ali Hassan.
Ali Hassan, and he's done all of the roundups, I believe, except for that one you did, Jeff. And yeah, they're very good. They serve as nice reminders for people like me who have covered and looked at so many tweaks they kind of forget about stuff.
Yeah. Someone just mentioned this. I never thought of this, but man, what a possibility. I guess it doesn't really matter with the technology that's used, but someone mentioned in the chat room, Matt, HomeKit would be cool with NFC, like unlocking your door with your phone. Using NFC to unlock your door, which would be kind of cool. But I mean, there's obviously tech that can do that, but I think NFC would probably be the best way to go about it instead of
maybe
Bluetooth.
Maybe more secure, and that's what I'm wondering if that's why Apple decided to finally go with NFC for payments, because it's just more secure than say a Bluetooth, standard Bluetooth connection, or even using their iBeacon tech.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you're right. It would be cool, and there is tech that does this right now. There are smart home door locks that
Lockatron is one. I actually was scheduled to receive one of those, but I'm so glad I canceled my order.
Right,
because the reviews are pretty. It's pretty bad.
But the concept is great. You can, as you're walking up to your door, it'll automatically unlock for you because it knows that you're, it's paired with your iPhone or whatever. It knows you're coming. You can send digital keys over to friends who maybe are watching your house while you're away on vacation. I mean, the concept of these things are cool, but they need to be safe.
Yeah. Yep. Looking forward to next week's event. And speaking of that, I don't know what Let's Talk Jailbreak is going to be like next week. It's going to definitely change because the Apple event is at the same time that we do the podcast.
Right. Sebastian, any thoughts on that?
I don't know.
I mean, that whole typically on event days.
Well, we're definitely not gonna be recording for sure that day.
Let's just do Let's Talk Jailbreak and forget that event. This is more important.
Man, we usually, those event days are usually super busy for us.
Mm-hmm.
The event week's usually super busy.
Yeah. But we'll just have to kind of play it by ear, I guess.
We let you know.
Does that work, Sebastian? Just kind of play by ear. We'll keep people updated.
Yeah, we might have to skip this one already.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too.
It's very possible.
But when we come back, if we do skip it, when we come back, it'll be a nice return.
Yeah, the return of the podcast.
Will you guys miss us? I hope so.
Okay. Somebody asked a good question. Wait, how will you guys get your iPhones online or in store? Oh, okay, he's talking about the iPhone 6. It just depends on availability. So if I'm able to pre-order it, I'll pre-order it. I'd rather do that than go. I stayed overnight at a store last year. Actually, the last 2 years I've camped out. and it'd be nice to not have to do that.
I'm never not camping out. I always get up first thing in the morning, go down to like Verizon or
Yeah, Jeff, you get up at like 6 and you just stroll in and you're like, okay. I don't know how you pull that off. Like we showed
the store
up.
I go to is never busy. They just aren't.
Last year, okay, so the year before last year for the iPhone 5, I showed up at midnight the night before and I was like 28th in line. Last year, I got a little bit luckier. We were actually the first people there. I went with a buddy, and we were actually the first there in line. But people started showing up at like 2 a.m. and it was a 20+ line by the time they opened the doors. So I don't know how you do it, Jeff.
That is like literally, I'm the first or second person every time, and it's always like I get there like 8 o'clock.
Sebastian's camped out before, haven't you? Didn't you do this last year? Didn't you go sit in the parking lot or something?
That was terrible. Yeah, I hate doing that.
I'm too old for that, I think.
Yeah, and I want to sleep, but I was so excited. I was in bed, and I was so excited. I couldn't fall asleep, and I was like, "Hey, it's 1 a.m. If I can't sleep, might as well go there." And I went there, and it was just terrible. I was in the car. I couldn't sleep in the car. And then I was like one of the first. I was in the like 2 or 3 or probably I was definitely in the 5 first people. And I remember I got my phone and the only thing I wanted to do was go home and sleep. Like I was just so exhausted.
I remember that. I was like, Sebastian, you want to talk about this? And you're like, I want to bed. I'm tired. Yeah. One time I did do a launch. But it was a midnight launch. Remember the iPad? Remember that iPad launch where I live streamed from the store? Alex was there.
I was gonna say, is that right? Alex and I think even Jake was there, wasn't he?
Jake was there. Yeah,
yeah.
that was funny.
And that was weird.
The iPad 3, I believe.
And it was like Walmart, like a bunch of places launched them, right? It was
Walmart, and then I was at Mac Authority, which is like a little Mac chain that is an authorized retailer. But yeah, that was cool. I like that. Like waiting there till midnight. And I think it was actually not even midnight. I think it was like maybe 2 a.m. or something. It seemed like it was later.
No, I felt like
it was? Okay.
I remember that night pretty well. I don't know why. It's just I can recall it. And
it was fun doing that live stream. That was pretty neat. Yeah.
So bottom line, it depends because like if I can pre-order, but I don't, it's tough to make that decision, right? If you can pre-order, but you don't know what time you're going to get it that Friday, that means people who do camp out or who go into stores early, they'll grab theirs and they'll have theirs for 5, 6, 7 hours potentially before you ever get yours.
Yeah, that's the only thing I hate. I like having
about ordering,
first.
Yeah, or just do like Sebastian and order one and go to the store and try to pick up one. Any other questions? Somebody asked, will we use custom keyboards on iOS 8? Sebastian, probably not.
Yeah, no, I will.
I'm just kidding. But it just, yeah, I'll definitely check out. We've talked about this before. I'm anxious to see how they price them. Weird. Cody's worried about price, but I'm not worried. I'm curious. Well, are they $2? Are they $1? So yes, I will definitely be trying some of those out.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think that brings this episode to a grand finale.
Unless there are any other important questions.
Wonderful. Just wonderful.
Good show today.
Good times.
Yeah.
Despite having like 3 weeks on the docket.
Well, next week or the week after, whenever we do this again.
Yeah. We want to set that expectation again because next week is the event. It's going to be, Apple's announcing a ton of huge stuff. There more than likely won't be a show next week just for us not being able to get the time to put one together.
But stay tuned to iDownload blog because that's really the best place. If you want to know what's going on with the iPhone, you want true, honest opinions on what's releasing and what's happening, you want the best coverage, then there's really no other place to be.
What about Let's Talk iOS? Is that something we would do next week? I would think so.
We could potentially do it, but Tuesday is gonna be such a
Yeah, you don't want to do it Tuesday.
busy. I mean, it's gonna be a huge day.
Right. You don't want to do
I
it
think
Tuesday.
we have to do it Tuesday. I mean, I don't think there's a choice. Like, you want to talk about this stuff immediately.
Yeah.
And I think we did the same thing last year. I think we need to do it. Just be ready for a long day.
Well, and it could be a short show, honestly.
Yeah, just
But-
round up everything that happened, voice our opinions on what happened, voice our shock and all. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like,
so no Monday show like normal, and
Right.
possibly a late Tuesday, early Wednesday show.
I see
Sebastian?
a late Tuesday show, guys.
This might have to be one we play by ear as well. Just Sebastian, we shall see.
We shall see.
Alrighty. Well, that's all I have.
That's all I have. All right, we'll definitely should probably wrap this up here. Thank you guys for joining in. If you're listening to this and didn't know you could join in, you could definitely join in. Maybe not next week like we just discussed, but typically we meet around 10 a.m. Pacific time on here. We send out a tweet with a link to the live show. There's a chat room. People hop in. They give us, they ask questions. They correct us when we say something wrong. So
They shower us with gifts.
they shower us with gifts. So join in. If you're around a computer around that time, you can definitely join in. And thanks for everybody who joined us today.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
See ya.
Peace.